Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jordan, also known as JMonster. Thank you for joining me for episode 2 of our 12 Days of Christmas special. And on the second day of Christmas, Santa JMonster gives to you a battle in the snow at Santa's workshop. And this is going to be a battle with the highest of stakes. This is not for honor. This is not for freedom or liberty. This is a battle for cookies. The Orcs of Gundabad and their Snow Troll allies have gathered in force with one intent, and one intent only: to raid these buffet tables. Now the hobbits, they don't want to give it up very easily, and to that intent, they have gathered their own allies, elves riding reindeer. This is going to be chaotic. It's just going to be a total mess. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it. So without any further ado, let's get into the replay itself. I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, and as the battle begins, I'm going to divide my Grinchy forces and send them both on my left and right flanks in order to support my allies on either end. Over here we have one of the mod creators. This is Sin of the Dark Cloud, commanding a very, very large force in Snaga indeed. One of the things that the elves have in their favor is the fact that they have 4 units of Elder Kingsguard apiece. And that is seriously deadly when you are facing down hordes upon hordes of Snagas. And so the Snow Troll is going to have to be used to their greatest effect. You can see them just charging right through here, not giving the slightest bit of consideration to the line that the Snaga Stalkers are forming. They're going to just push their way right to the front, try and get a piece of those Elder King's Guard. Not very Christmassy indeed, Mr. Snow Trolls. Moving on over to the other end, we have the forces of Apollo 11, who's actually getting massacred right now by cycle charges from the Elder King's Guard under Rules 1. This is looking pretty bad for his army already. You can see some pretty horrendous casualties that have already gone into the Snug. I think maybe they bunched up a little bit too much in front of these charging reindeer. And as a result, you can see hundreds upon hundreds of dead Snugga already. Meanwhile, the rest of the Elder King's Guard from Rules just running all over the battlefield, sweeping away company after company of the Snaga. Over on this southern portion of the battle, or the northern, I should say, things not looking so great for us. Over on the other end, however, UMAD Commander, yes indeed, UMAD Commander is in this video, and his Hobbit forces have managed to rout the first wave of Archangel's army. Now Archangel's going to follow it up with a second wave of Snaga Stalkers, charging their way, running headlong into the ranks of the Hobbit Militia. Hobbit Militia are no match in close quarters for the Snaga Stalkers. They're going to have to really rely on their ranged support to do what needs to be done. Over here, you can see that I've brought a significant portion of my troops over to the support of my ally Archangel. And the first thing I'm going to do, send my Snow Trolls careening towards this large body of Hobbits and try and free up some of Archangel's forces so we can get in there, into Hobbiton, and get ourselves some delicious cookies. And those Snow Trolls just going ham, charging straight into those Hobbit Militia. The Hobbit Militia really don't have any options. Now, this kind of scenario is all about using your trump cards effectively. And so far, both sides have really shown that they're able to do that. Over on this end, on the northern border, the forces of Apollo 11 are just getting mopped up by cycle charge after cycle charge from Rules' heavy cavalry. However, those Snow Trolls backing up the Snaga Stalkers and such have managed to take a significant toll on some of these units. I think this one has almost lost about half. This company over here with about 27 in the unit has done a little bit better. But over on this side, you can see Sin of the Dark Cloud's forces have moved in force. Arrow after arrow pouring into the Snagas, seemingly limitless numbers as they surge forward, hungry for delicious cookies that do not belong to them. Hobbitry and Arms fighting valiantly, while over in the back, this is where the real fight is right now. Everything else so far is just so much icing on the cake, but this is where the real meat and potatoes is going to be. Elder King's Guard fighting against Snow Trolls, managing to catch some Sin of the Dark Cloud Snow Trolls, kind of sleeping up here a little bit, managing to turn around and get a decent charge into them. You can see over here I've actually brought in some of my own Snow Trolls to try and hunt down some of Remorius, aka Pope Fluffy Duck, trying to hunt down some of his Elder Guard and prevent them from causing mass panic in our rank and file Snaga units. Here you can see Fluffy Duck trying to use his cavalry to pin down my forces, get in some rear charges, but I am actually going to block him with my units of Snaga Stalkers. So far, so good. We've managed to catch a fair amount of the Elder King's Guards, and not really losing any of our Snow Trolls in return. I think we've only lost about 1 at this point. So they're doing very well for themselves. Up here, however, the Snaga Stalkers really seem to be struggling, and actually the Hobbitry in arms taking to the offensive and running these Snaga interlopers out of their territory and away from their banquet tables. In the back here, UMAD Commander has formed a very effective skirmish line alongside what I believe are the skirmish forces of Von Mountain, who has a lot of Hobbit archers. They've all formed up here around Bag End, and they are just focusing their fire anywhere that they need it to be on the battlefield. From this centralized position, they're able to do a lot of work and support their allies wherever they need it. Up here, however, Archangel, with the help of, I think, my Snow Trolls and indeed his own, managed to smash through the Hobbit lines, and now they're getting in, the Snow Trolls here getting into the crunchy archer center of this delicious Hobbit formation. A lot of food metaphors in this video for sure. In fact, you can see the Snaga archers pouring a little bit of counterfire into their Hobbit foes. That is having a devastating effect on their lines. Look at this. I think this is actually some of my archers as well, pouring their missile fire in, volley after volley, into the unprotected, very lightly armored Hobbits. So far, however, the Hobbits seem to really be holding the line. Yeah, look at that. I think this might be our new thumbnail. Got a little cheeky screenshot in there. Now, this is really important. I think this is the forces of... Yes, this would be Remorius. So most of Fluffy Duck's forces have been beaten back with great loss from the forces of my own and Sin of the Darkclaw. So they're actually going to try a different tack, circle around, cross the bridge here, and head down into Hobbiton and hit us where we are most vulnerable in our archer companies. Now, I see this. I saw it coming quite a ways away. I'm going to try and move in with some of my Snow Trolls, but you got to be careful with how you use your Snow Trolls. I don't want to throw them right in front of these Elder Kingsguard because they will get stomped and run over. This is a cat and mouse game here between these two very powerful units. Snow Trolls definitely have the speed to catch up to the Elder Kingsguard, but it's just going to be a matter of bogging them down long enough. And unfortunately, not able to catch up to these guys in time. And these Elder Kingsguard are going to get in there amongst my Snaga and hammer and anvil them, and they're going to send them shrieking from the battlefield, completely devoid of cookies. It's a terrible, tragic sight to see. Finally, my Snow Trolls managed to catch up with them, claim the lives of a few of the Elder Kingsguard. Fluffy Duck's going to retreat now back behind the safety of his line. So really, we have no choice at this point but to try and pursue them. The Hobbit lines have seriously wavered here. Our missile fire has managed to take a serious toll. So we're going to be able to push right through that, straight in to the crunchy, delicious center of the Hobbit formation. Now, this is where Von Mountain and UMAD Commander skirmish forces have been the entire game. They've done a lot of damage to our lightly armored Snaga, but now it's time for a little bit of payback. Got a couple of Snow Trolls charging into those Hobbits, and that is going to be an ugly, ugly thing. Those Hobbits are going to get pasted by those heavily armored Troll Warriors. Not going to be fun for them at all. Over on this end, it looks like Sin of the Darkcloud and I have, or mostly Sin of the Darkcloud, have managed to break through here. It looks like Rules' cavalry, fresh from their victory over Apollo 11, are now on the run, thanks to the arrival of all of the Snow Trolls of Sin of the Darkcloud. Sin of the Darkcloud is going to be relentlessly chasing them down. It looks like over on this end, Fluffy Duck has come to the aid of his ally, and now they're going to try and deal with our very isolated forces. And that's going to be, I think that's my general at this point, but it's really hard to tell. They're all just Snaga generals. Now down here, this is where it gets real ugly. Got a little bit of woodland patrol, some green elves here. Very fitting for our holiday theme. Going toe-to-toe against my Snow Trolls. Apparently defeat is a possibility for these guys, so it looks like my Snow Trolls finally running in to a little bit of a wall here. And in the back you can see some of the Hobbit forces under Von Mountain charging down to the aid of those beleaguered Hobbitry in arms and the woodland patrol. Meanwhile, UMAD Commander's forces up on the top of that hill crest are going to be pouring down supporting archer fire into my Trolls. This is really what they need to do. Isolate these guys and focus them down with their arrows, because really that's all they have in terms of an advantage over the Snow Trolls, aside from their Elder Kingsguard, of course. And you can see a charge here into my Snaga Stalker is going to rout a significant contingent of my remaining forces that I sent over this way. I've got some more of my Snaga pouring in, trying to catch those Elder Kingsguard, who I believe are being shot actually by my... Is it my archers? No, this is the skirmish line of Sin of the Darkcloud, trying to focus fire down some of those Elder Pathfinders, knock off a little bit of that HP. Maybe we can see them off the field for good. They're going to run right through my Snaga Stalkers, and that's going to rout them pretty well immediately. I think it is indeed my general who has fled, so my Snaga are going to be extra fragile in terms of their morale. Moving on into the center, you can see that the Snow Trolls have carved a bloody path all the way through Hobbiton up to the doors of Bag End. And that's going to be, I believe, UMAD Commander's general going to fall in battle there against my my vicious snow trolls. Yeah, so many of these guys just getting absolutely pasted. I brought them in like this because I wanted the skirmish forces of UMAD and Vaughn to hit some of their own troops if they're going to be hitting this large blob of trolls that I have here. But these trolls, there's really nothing that these guys can do to stop them. Now off here, off in the distance, you can see that Archangel has had a lot of success. His snow trolls have broken through, and a significant number of his remaining Snugga pouring down off that hill to the support of my own trolls. So it looks like we've lost pretty heavily on the other end. We've lost at least 2 of our generals, but over on this end, where Archangel and I have teamed up together with our snow trolls, we have managed to punch through the Hobbit lines. Now all that really remains is the Elder King's Guard, and they're going to be an ugly, ugly problem to deal with. Now we're trying to focus them down with a little bit of missiles. We do have some trolls in here that we can use to deal with these guys quite quickly, but against these Snugga archers and most of our remaining Snugga infantry, the Elder King's Guard are basically immortal. So it's really going to be down to us to use our trolls effectively, try and pull them up here, and deal with those heavy cavalry units now that they're stuck in like this. See some fire from the rear into the Hobbit archers here who are just getting pasted by my snow trolls. Send the Dark Cloud, now victorious on his end, going to be able to move in with some of his Snugga Stalkers, and he is just pouring fire into this blob of Hobbits. So the forces of Von Mountain and UMAD Commander are in some serious trouble. We may be able to shut down their entire skirmish line here in just a few moments with these trolls who are just steadily carving their way straight up. It looks like down here, I think these are my trolls. Now these are some of the trolls of Archangel, and yeah, Archangel's trolls getting a little bit bogged down here. Looks like they were going for the picnic tables, maybe a little bit too greedy. Those snow trolls wanted to start the feast a little too early, and now they have been caught out here by some Elder King's Guard who are also in the area, and a huge number of Hobbitry in arms, giving their lives to valiantly defend their delicious pastry. Up top here, against the forces of UMAD and Von Mountain, they are making their final stand on this hill while the snow trolls just massacre these poor little hobbits who appear to be completely powerless to stop them. Over on this end, we see the Elder King's Guard routing all that remains of any reinforcements that would have been coming in from Archangel's end, and now the Free Peoples are fully in control of this half of the battlefield. You can see a lot of dead Snugga here, a lot of dead hobbits. Hundreds have died here in the name of cookies, leaving Eriador pretty well the masters of this end of the battlefield. The only Snugga still remaining have no courage left to fight, and they're going to begin to flee off the battlefield. And if we look at the percentages here, oh, it's pretty well in favor of the defenders. Yeah, by a significant amount, about 12% there, although in a numbers game like this, against kind of crap tier units like the Hobbits, that can turn around really, really quickly. But this is going to be the beginning of the end. You can see the Elder King's Guard beginning to charge into my Snow Trolls, knocking off some of their HP. The Snow Trolls, when in combat like this, basically go beast mode, and it's very hard to pull them out again. So unfortunately, my poor Trolls have been completely surrounded. I'm doing my best here to try and get them on the offensive, maybe catch out some of these Elder King's Guard before they have an opportunity to charge, and skewer my Snow Trolls, but it just doesn't seem to be working out for me. And there goes another one of our generals. I believe that is Archangel's general, died in his pursuit of happiness, trying to get the cookies out of the buffet. But unfortunately, he was cut down by the brave Hobbitry in arms. Down here, still a couple of Snow Trolls. These are my 2 remaining Trolls kicking around these Band of Brass Archers. Forces evenly matched, but I think that the Hobbits have the numbers to beat us. Now, I don't know if that was Fluffy Duck or Rules' general, but one of them just got pasted by my Snow Trolls, managing to catch that unit out. But unfortunately, every moment that I spend trying to hunt down those Elder King's Guard, the Hobbits are allowed to reform and begin to fire into me. And this is exactly what you can see right here. Some of the forces from Von Mountain and the remaining Hobbits under UMAD Commander firing directly, point blank, into my Snow Trolls, who are being constantly cycle charged by those Elder King's Guard. So it's really the beginning of the end here for us. Gonna go ahead, we're gonna fast forward just a little bit, watch my Snow Trolls paste a few more of these Hobbit archers. It's a beautiful sight. Elder King's Guard gonna fail their charge, run down. I think that's my no, that must be Send the Dark Clouds general, who I'm sure was fighting hard on the front lines. A few more of those Elder King's Guard going down. The brave Reindeer giving their all to protect these cookies. we look across the battlefield, it's a complete nightmare. Look at this. Thousands upon thousands here have died at this new battle of green fields, or I suppose we could call it white fields. This great struggle for delicious, delicious holiday baked goods. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fast forward through the end of this. This is really all that my trolls have left to give. Giving their final breath for the cause. Crushing a couple of palace guard in their wake. And that's going to be basically all she wrote for my valiant snow trolls. We're going to pop it down here to 6 times. Yeah, you can see all of my trolls now being wiped out by the remaining Elder Kingsguard. The trolls just don't have the numbers or the HP left. They've been fighting the whole time, getting what I imagine was hundreds upon hundreds of kills. Got a lot of admit defeats up there. That's basically going to be it for the forces of Gundabad. I hope you guys enjoyed this little holiday special. It's out a little bit later than I had intended it to be, but it should still be out on the day that I promised for people in North America. In any case, for many of the Europeans, I'm sure this will come out tomorrow. So my apologies for that. I did have some personal stuff that I had to deal with for most of the day. But coming up next, there's going to be an episode of Techless. That's going to be in our in-between kind of phase. And then after that, we're going to be having a stream. So not tomorrow, but the day after, we're going to be having a little holiday stream. And I believe we are going to be playing a whole bunch of different games on stream. Actually, now is a really good time to announce this. What we're going to be doing is Fight a YouTuber, which is a new kind of event that I want to do with a lot more frequency on my channel, not just during the holiday season, but in general. I'm sure many of you guys have watched my videos and thought, I could do that. I could probably beat this guy. Well, now's your opportunity to prove it. I hope you guys will join me on stream in a couple of days for some matchups. We'll be playing against some subs. It's going to be a lot of 1v1s. We could even do some team battles if you guys are up for that. And then we'll wind it down with maybe a little bit of the new Rome 2 DLC and possibly even some live Techless campaigning if that's what you guys are interested in. So make sure that you follow me on Twitch. You can find a link to my Twitch down in the description, and I hope to see you guys there. So in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I will see you on our 3rd day of Christmas in just a few days. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.